Heartbreaking end. Eala falls to Japan's Uchijima in Wuhan Open Qualifiers. Crying face tennis. The Wuhan morning was golden. Sunlight poured over the sprawling tennis complex like liquid fire, and the air buzzed with a rare mix of anticipation and nervous energy. For Eala, the 19-year-old tennis prodigy from the Philippines, this day was meant to be another step upward, another chapter in her growing legacy. The Wuhan Open Qualifiers were no easy battleground. Every player here was fighting for a chance to enter the main draw of one of Asia's most prestigious WTA 1000 tournaments. Only the strongest, the calmest, and the most determined would make it through. And yet, there she was, standing on court 7, her racket glinting under the sun, her eyes focused, her mind whispering one mantra over and over again. Fight until the last ball. The battle begins. The first serve of the match echoed across the court like a starter's pistol. Eala started strong, firing heavy forehands deep into Uchijima's backhand corner. The rallying cries of "come on" punctuated every winner she hit. Her movement was fluid, her energy palpable. Within minutes, she led 3-1. Her fans, a small but passionate Filipino crowd, waved flags and chanted, "Let's go, Alex. Kaya mo yan. You can do it." The rallies grew longer. The cheers grew louder. Eala began to falter slightly. A missed forehand, a double fault, a shot that clipped the net and fell back. Uchijima seized her chance and reeled off for consecutive games. The first set was gone. 6-4, Uchijima. The shift in the air. As Eala walked to her chair, towel draped over her face, her mind spiraled. You had it. You had the set. She felt the familiar sting of disappointment, but her heart refused to break. Her coach, Daniel Gomez, met her eyes from the stands. His gesture was simple, 2 fingers pointing at his temple. Think. Stay smart. That was all she needed. When she returned to the court for the second set, the transformation was instant. Her shots became sharper. Her footwork, aggressive. Her intensity, electric. The scoreboard flashed, Eala 5-2. For a brief moment, victory felt within reach again. The unraveling. But tennis, cruel as it is beautiful, has no sympathy. At 5-2, serving for the set, Eala's nerves tightened. Her first serve missed, long by an inch. The second clipped the net. Double fault. Then another unforced error. Then a misjudged volley. Suddenly, it was 5-3. Uchijima sensed weakness, and like a shark smelling blood, she attacked. Her returns came deeper, her cross-court sharper. Eala's rhythm, one steady as a heartbeat, began to falter. 5-4, then 5-5. The air grew heavy with tension. Filipino fans clutched flags to their chests, whispering prayers under their breath. Eala tried to steady herself, whispering, "Just one more game." But Uchijima, with eerie calm, refused to blink. She took the next 2 games and snatched the set 7-5. Match over. Silence after the storm. For a moment, the entire stadium seemed to hold its breath. Uchijima raised her fist softly. No celebration, just quiet acknowledgement. Across the net, Eala stood still, racket dangling from her hand. The sunlight that once glowed with promise now felt harsh against her face. She walked to the net, forcing a smile as she extended her hand. Uchijima bowed slightly. "You played amazing," Eala said, voice barely above a whisper. "You too," Uchijima replied. It was genuine. 2 warriors acknowledging each other's pain and excellence. Tears in the tunnel. Once inside the tunnel leading back to the locker rooms, Eala let go. Her towel soaked up silent tears. Every athlete knows this feeling, the ache of almost. She replayed the match in her head, over and over. The double fault at 5-2, the missed forehand at 5-4, the pressure that squeezed too tightly. Her coach approached quietly. "You fought well," he said gently, "but I lost." "You learned," he corrected, the weight of expectation. Back in her hotel later that evening, Eala scrolled through social media. Her loss had already made headlines across Asia. Heartbreak for Eala at Wuhan. Uchijima holds off brave Filipino teen. A painful loss, but lessons learned. She saw thousands of comments, encouragement from fans, pride from her countrymen, yet the disappointment still gnawed at her. Athletes are built on confidence, but when defeat comes, it doesn't just bruise, it breaks. Her phone buzzed with a message from her mother. "We're proud of you, Anik. Every step is a step forward. Rest and rise again." Eala smiled faintly. The tears came again, but this time softer. Tears of love, not despair. Reflection in the mirror. The next morning, she woke early, unable to sleep. She went for a jog through the quiet streets of Wuhan. Hoodie up, headphones in, lost in thought. She thought about her childhood, training at the Rafa Nadal Academy in Spain, thousands of miles away from home. The long days, the homesickness, the relentless pursuit of something intangible, greatness. She remembered Nadal's words to her during one summer session. Victory is not about score. It's about attitude. How you lose says as much as how you win. That morning, those words hit differently. She didn't lose because she was weak. She lost because she was learning. She stopped jogging, looked at her reflection in a shop window, and whispered, "Next time, I finish it." The power of pain. Pain, when understood, becomes fuel. That evening, while many players took rest days, Eala went back to the practice courts. Alone, the sun dipped below the horizon, casting orange shadows across the empty courts. She placed her headphones on, tied her hair, and began hitting. Forehand, backhand, serve, volley, over and over. Each strike echoed determination. Each swing erased a bit of regret. Fans speak from afar. Meanwhile, back home in the Philippines, her fans flooded social media with messages. "Win or lose, you make us proud, Alex. You're still our champion. The next one's yours, we believe." TV anchors on Philippine sports channels replayed highlights of her rallies. Sports journalists called her the heart of Filipino tennis. Her loss didn't dim that light. It made it shine brighter. Lessons from defeat. When a reporter later asked why she stayed, she said simply, "I'm not here to escape loss. I'm here to learn from it." That mindset, that quiet maturity, impressed even the veterans. One coach, overhearing her during practice, told a journalist, "That kid's got fire. She'll be back. Stronger." Uchijima's tribute. A few days later, Uchijima won another qualifying match and made it into the Wuhan Open main draw. In a post-match interview, a journalist asked about her tough battle against Eala. She smiled softly. "Alex played amazing. She pushed me harder than anyone else this week." Her energy. Epilogue. The echo of Wuhan. Years from that day, fans would still remember the Wuhan heartbreak. They'd remember the tears, the missed chances, the pain etched across her face. But more importantly, they'd remember what followed, the rise, the growth, the triumphs that came because of it. For in every champion story, there's a moment of breaking, a moment when the world says, "Not yet." For Alex Eala, that moment was Wuhan. But it wasn't her ending. It was her ignition. Final lines. "Every loss writes a lesson," she would later say. "And every lesson writes the comeback." In Wuhan, she fell. But from Wuhan, she began to fly. Tennis Fire. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.